What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I want to talk about the $200 raise for Social Security. I've had some people ask me questions about that. I just did a video a couple of days ago where I was talking about stimulus checks and how we're in a situation right now where that's not possible, at least at the federal level. Now at the state level it's different, but at the federal level we don't have politicians talking about a stimulus check, a forced stimulus check. If you guys want to know more information about that video, I'll post a link up here so you can check it out. But when it comes down to the $200 raise for Social Security, that's what we're going to be talking about today. But first off, on this channel we talk about money and the financial struggles that Americans are facing today. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so first off, before we get started with this video, I've had some people, and I've noticed this from time to time, they'll ask a question that I answer in a video, okay? And I'll give you an example. I had someone a couple of days ago, they posted a comment and they were asking me about stimulus checks in California. Will California have any type of stimulus check? And in the video, the first state that I talked about was California. And so I know they didn't watch the video, because if they watched the video, they would have seen that California was on that list. And so if you guys are going to the comment section, going straight to the comment section, not watching the video, I'm not going to answer that question in the comment, okay? So if I put it out in the video, it's in the video. Now, if I think maybe you misunderstood what I said or something like that, then I'll address that. But all that I'm asking for you guys to do is to watch the video. And I take time to research the information that I'm providing for you guys. And so for someone just to come in and just ask a question about a state that is the first state that's on the list that I talk about in a video, you know, that's one of those things where I'm asking you guys, the only thing that you have to do for me is watch the video, okay? And then like the video, and if you want to subscribe to the channel, that's all that I'm asking. And so when it comes to situations like that, watch the video. Don't just ask a question before watching the video, because sometimes it's very obvious. And in this situation, it's very obvious that the person did not watch the video. So I just wanted to put that out there. Watch the video. Don't just go straight to the comments and start asking questions, because if I address it in a video, I am not going to address it in the comment section. Okay, so let's talk about the $200 raise for Social Security. So there are different proposals that have been out there. We've heard the 2100 Act. We've heard the Senator Bernie Sanders, the latest bill that he wanted to raise $2,400 per year for Social Security. Okay, so let's talk about the current state that we're in. So right now we have Congress on recess. So the House and the Senate are on recess. They will return, I think it's September 8th, something like that. And when they return, the main focus is going to be on the budget for 2023. So that's what you're going to be hearing about a lot. You're going to hear them talking about what they're going to put in the budget, and they might do a continued resolution, which is something that's very common, where they'll just kick the can down the road for a couple of months and then address it. Usually what they do is they kick the can down the road until December, and then they'll address it in December. So we'll have to see if this is the same situation. So you're going to hear a lot of talk about that. Now, when it comes to Social Security, the $200 raise for Social Security, I can't see them passing any bill right now for that, okay? Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen in the future. That just means that right now, in the next few months, I don't anticipate seeing anything when it comes to this $200 raise for Social Security. The next thing that we're going to see in October will be the COLA increase, but that's the only thing that I think they'll be focused on when it comes to Social Security. So what does that mean for the $200 raise for Social Security? Well, that depends. It's going to depend on the election, okay, the midterm election, because right now you have the Democrats controlling the Senate and you have the Democrats controlling the House. Now, the anticipation is that will change in the midterm, okay? You'll probably have the House taken over by the Republicans, and when it comes to the Senate, it's going to be very close, but we'll have to see if Mitch McConnell becomes the majority leader again, if Republicans take over the Senate. So if that happens, if we see a situation where, let's say, the House is taken over by Republicans, well, that changes the whole strategy when it comes to moving forward with anything, a $200 raise for Social Security. Because right now, Republicans have been out there saying, when it comes to Social Security, they don't want any increases. Okay, what they want to do is they want to address the solvency issue, and so and part of addressing that solvency issue would be to increase the age of Social Security. So instead of being able to receive Social Security at 66, 67, they'd raise it up to 69, 70 or something like that, right? And that would take care of the situation that we're looking at, or will be looking at in about 12 years, where the trust fund, the Social Security trust fund, will run out of money. And when it runs out of money, that would mean that there will be a decrease of about 20% for people receiving Social Security, okay? So they're trying to avoid that by addressing it now. And so that's what Republicans want to do. They don't want to do any type of increase, not at all. And so if you have Republicans controlling the House or controlling the Senate or controlling both, well, then nothing will get done when it comes to an increase. So that $200 raise that we've been hearing about, that won't go anywhere. Now, if somehow miraculously the Democrats can control the House and control the Senate again, well, then it will still be on the table. The $200 raise will still be on the table, because Democrats, they do want to provide some type of a boost. Okay, they do want to provide a $200 raise or something like that. They've been talking about this. So the president's been talking about it. You do have some senators that are talking about it. So that would still be on the table. But what I would say when it comes to the Senate, the Democrats would need to have at least 51 to 52 Senate Democrats in order for them to get something done. Because you have kind of the Senator Mansions and Senator Cinemas, and they've been kind of holding out on different portions of bills. And so you're going to need to have a little buffer when it comes to the Senate. And so if you have that little buffer, if you have some extra, let's see, a couple of extra Democrats in the Senate, then it would be a lot easier to get stuff like this passed. And they'd have to pass it probably through reconciliation, but it would be easier for them to do it. So looking at the current situation, the $200 raise for Social Security is really, it's up in the air right now if that'll even go anywhere, because of the mere fact that Republicans will probably take over the House, and they could take over the Senate. And if that is a situation, it is not in their platform. They are not looking to increase Social Security. And I know that's unfortunate for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but when it comes down to it, the Republicans all along, they've been talking about working on the solvency issue only and not increasing Social Security. Okay, so if you are one of those people that are out there and you're thinking, okay, the Republicans are going to help us with Social Security, it's just not something that they're looking to do. Okay, now they're actually doing the opposite. You have like Senator Scott from Florida. He's talking about sunsetting Social Security every 5 years, which would mean that the federal government would look into these different programs, and they would have to approve, the Congress would have to approve these programs to continue, okay? And so every 5 years, if they don't do anything, automatically it will be stopped. And that would be disastrous for a lot of people, and that's something that could happen if you have Republicans running the House and the Senate. They could try to move forward with something like this. Now, you still have President Biden. You have a Democrat in the White House, so he would be able to veto bills like this. But his veto could be overridden. But you would have to have a strong majority, super majority in the Senate and the House in order for that to happen. Which we're not. There's no anticipation that it's going to be a super majority in Congress. Okay, Republicans will have a super majority. That's not anything that people aren't talking about it like that. They're talking about a slim majority in the House and then a potential slim majority in the Senate if Republicans take over both. So that's where we are right now. Just wanted to answer that question. I've had a few people ask me about that $200 raise for Social Security or the 2100 Act as well. And when it comes down to it, that's what we're looking at, okay? It's unfortunate, but I don't anticipate seeing them even take this up again until maybe next year, maybe in January, when the new Congress comes in. Then they'll start taking this up and talking a little bit more about it. But prior to that, I really don't see them moving forward with anything in September or October. And then once the midterms hits, you're going to have some politicians who are going to win, some politicians who are going to lose, and so we're going to have a lame duck Congress, and they're not going to want to move forward with any legislation until January when the new Congress comes in. So that's what we're looking at. If you guys have any other questions, post them down below. I like answering these questions, so keep the questions coming, and I'll keep doing videos like this where I answer questions, and then we'll still do the regular videos where I'm putting out just updated information. But right now it's very slow. It's going to be very slow because we're looking at campaign season, and so I will be addressing that as well. I will be talking a little bit about some of these different races. I'll be focusing mainly on the Senate because right now you have some really close races when it comes to the Senate, and so we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So keep the questions coming, hit the like button on the way out, subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.